Lamb koftas on a flatbread with some salad. It's lovely. I've made a tangy, garlicky, lemon, mayo, drizzly sauce and a chili drizzle hot sauce. It's not really a hot sauce, it's chili sauce. Absolutely gorgeous. Doesn't take too long, doesn't take much effort, and they're absolutely beautiful. Absolutely blinding. Gorgeous they are. So yeah, this is how we do it. Lamb koftas, bosh. Alright, so first things first, some lamb mince. 20% fat lamb mince. And it's 500 grams. You can use beef if you want it to be a bit cheaper. You can use chicken or turkey if you want it to be a bit healthier, lower in fat. You use lower fat lamb mince or lower fat beef mince. You might want to put an egg in to help hold it together, because as it stands, it's going to be the fat in there that's going to help hold this all together. And get some bits out of the way. Fair few things going to go in with that. I am using food processor. If you haven't got a food processor, you can just chop everything up super fine. What I would say though is, in the case of the onion, what you might want to do is grate it, because you don't want chunks of onion. If you've really good knife skills, just dice it super fine, but that's up to you. And go in there. And then also in there, I'm going to go in with a couple of cloves of garlic. Also going to go in here with zest of a lemon. Now, I am missing an ingredient. There should be a spice called Sumac that should be in there, which is a Middle Eastern North African spice blend. It's got kind of like it's a bit of heat, but it's also almost got like a citrusy note to it, which is why I've added the lemon zest. Traditionally, that wouldn't be in there, and I mean, precursor this with everything. This probably isn't as traditional as it really should be. I'm going to have like about a quarter of a teaspoon of allspice. This is a Ras Al Hanout, which isn't traditional, but I'm kind of trying to use this to replicate this and the lemon zest to try and replicate that sumac that I'm missing. And yeah, a little bit of smoked paprika, again about a quarter teaspoon in there. Ground coriander, and a little bit, again about a quarter of a teaspoon. And cumin, ground cumin, about half a teaspoon. Also going to go in there with a decent handful of parsley, like that. And this isn't traditional, but I like it. Some dill. Usually you'd also put some mint in there as well. I haven't got any mint. It's the one thing in my garden that's died completely. So a bit of dill. Is that everything? We're using some of those later. Bosh, right, lid on. Get everything in there. I'm just gonna blitz that up. Scrape the sides now and give it another blitz. So this spice, onion, and garlic blend can go in here with our meat. And we're going in there, a bit of black pepper and a decent pinch of salt. We can get in there with our hands because it's the best way of mixing this up. And we're just gonna get that all mixed up and combine, break that mince up and get that spices and herbs all mixed in. Any big chunks of onion or parsley or whatever the food processor or however you processed it didn't destroy, you can pull that out, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's quite rustic. Now, so traditionally koftas are like a long cylindrical sort of kebab, and you would make them on a skewer, or depending on where you are in the Middle East, or I think it's Turkey, they have them more as like, almost like a burger. I've got skewers, but I'm not going to bother because I'm cooking under the grill. I don't really need the skewer, so I'm just going to make myself kind of sausagey sort of shaped koftas, like that, a bit thin maybe. And I'll lay them on a grill pan and just give them a little, once they're laid down, I think it's like a traditional sort of, should have like a rippled sort of texture to them. And there, I suppose I didn't oil that, that's going to be a mistake. Quickly, give that an oil. So then just go through and rinse and repeat. If you find it easier to still put them on a skewer, you do you. You can make them as big or as small as you want. I'm cooking these under the grill. You can do them on a barbecue, they're perfect, brilliant on a barbecue. That's how traditionally they would be cooked, on a coal fire grill. charcoal fire even. These can be baked, these can be fried. You can make them into like little meatball sized ones instead, or you can make more sort of like burger patties. It's all completely up to you. As long as they're all roughly the same thickness, so they cook at the same speed. The length is completely up to you. And I've not evenly measured this out very well because I've got two quite smaller ones compared to the other ones. But you know, no one's perfect. Right, so I'm gonna have a quick wash up, clean my hands and start preheating the grill. I'll be back in a second. Right, so they're gonna go under, I'm gonna give them a little spritz of oil. Don't need too much because they're quite fatty, it's fatty lamb, but just help them to brown a little bit. They're gonna go under the grill. Keep an eye on them, turn them regularly while they're going. Now you can have this with a bit of rice, have it with some chips, however you want. I am gonna have them in flatbreads. So I've got some naans. If you want to use pittas, if you want to use any bread, tortilla wraps, you do you. I'm gonna have them in that flatbread with a nice little bit of salad. So we're just gonna chuck together a quick salad. Be quite nice. We're gonna dress it, run some herbs through it. Gonna make it a bit of a nice salad, not just some leaves chucked in a bowl. I don't know how you have your kebabs, what you have in your salad, but for me, onion is a must in this kebab. I don't know why, it's just not the same. So, I've got a red onion, and I'm just gonna thinly slice it. Probably only gonna use half the onion. I'm just gonna break that up and put that in a bowl. Salad, really, personal preference. You do you. If you don't like onion, leave out the onion. If you want to chuck some cucumber or tomato in there, do that. Got a nice bit of iceberg. Obviously, you can use Little Gem, you can use Rocket, you can use whatever salad leaf of your preference. And a decent pile of iceberg leaves there. And I'm just gonna chop it up. Doesn't got to be precise. That can go in there as well. Right, last but not least, I've got a red cabbage. Now, probably not even going to use a quarter of this. Pickle or braise the rest of it. But I do like a bit of red cabbage in a kebab. Keep an eye on our kebabs, see how they're doing. Want a medium heat on that grill. You don't want to absolutely eradicate them. If you're doing them in a pan, medium, high. In the oven, I'd say, you know, the standard 180 and check on them 20 minutes, half hour maybe, depending on the thickness of them. Take that core out, and after that, and then I'm just going to do similar to the onion, just sliced thin. That's all I want. I'm not going to use that bit either. I don't want just mouthfuls of red cabbage. And break that all up, chuck that in there as well. I think I might make some red cabbage sauerkraut. I've never tried that before. Right, and in here we're also going with some coriander here. Decent handful of that. Not that much, maybe a bit more. And the rest of our parsley. And we're just gonna chop this all up as well. In there she goes as well. And all I'm going to do with that is I'm going to hit it with half a lemon's worth of lemon juice. No seeds, please. Black pepper and some salt and just a little drizzle of olive oil. I'm just going to toss to combine. If you wanted to grate some carrot into it, that'd be good. Cucumber, tomato. It's all completely up to you. Diced up olives would work nice, I'd imagine. I'm gonna make a couple of sauces. Okay, so the first sauce we're gonna make, really simple, it's nice and spicy. It is a chili sauce, but it's not like a hot sauce style chili sauce. All we're gonna go is, I've got chipotle chili flakes. About half a teaspoon of them. More about the ratios here, because you can make a big batch of this because it stores quite well. There's not many in there. I've got some more somewhere else. So just standard chili. So chipotle chili can bring a bit of heat, but they're also going to bring a fair bit of fruitiness. Standard chilies for heat, but same amount. You can just leave one out, leave the other. Use twice as much of one. Cayenne pepper. That's a nice coriander pepper. This is going to be a hot one. I meant to only put about a teaspoon in there. There's probably about a tablespoon. Where'd that little spoon go? Over there. And some smoked paprika. I'm going to go in there with the juice of, I've got half a lemon there already. Juice of another half a lemon. And we're literally just gonna, like 300 ml of water, immersion blender, and blitz. Bit of salt probably, and give it a taste. It should be quite, it's quite a watery, hot. Yeah, that's hot. Woo! It's a drizzly sauce. Oh yeah, it's got some heat to it. And the other one is going to be a much more of some mayo, but it's going to be a watered down mayo. It's going to be quite a tangy, garlicky mayo drizzle. So I'm going to go into a bowl, tub, whatever, with 3 tablespoons of mayo. You guessed it, the juice of half a lemon, smallish to medium clove of garlic. I'm just going to microplane that into here. And, if I can find it, some white vinegar. Bit of salt. Let's give that a mix. A little bit more mayo, because we want sort of like a sour cream sort of consistency. And that taste as well. Really tangy, strong on the garlic, fresh. This with that, it's going to really balance each other out. Right, once again, I'm going to have a bit of a clear down, have a look on the kebabs, see if they're going to need a turn, they probably will. And that's it, just wait for them to cook and we'll come back and we'll make ourselves a nice flatbread. Alright, about 20 minutes, half hour in total. Cook them, nice brown, they're cooked all the way through. I've already started eating one while I was waiting for my flatbreads to warm up. Like I said, I've got naans, you can use whatever bread you want. Works quite nice, a bit of hummus on there to begin with. I haven't got any hummus, unfortunately. So we're just going to go in there with chuck some of our salad on there, so you get a bit of everything. Pick yourself a kofta that you like the look of. I'm going to go for that one. Whack him on there. And then drizzle over our chili sauce and our tangy garlic mayo drizzle. If you want to put these in squeezy bottles and make a presentation a bit better, feel free. And I'll add a few pickled jalapenos, as much for acidity as anything. So I definitely don't need any more heat. And there you go. Kofta kebab. Like I said, you can have it with some rice, you can have it in a wrap, you can have it with a pita, which would probably be more traditional. I like a naan or some other sort of more thicker, fluffier flatbread. Pretty easy, not too much going on. There's some spices in there you might not have had, especially if you can get hold of sumac, which I looked everywhere, I couldn't find it. You can use beef, I've used lamb, which I think is the more traditional one, but you can use beef, you can use chicken, any mincemeat really. Knock up a salad that you like with some bits in it that you like. I like all the coriander and the herbs in there as well, just freshen everything up a bit. And there you go. I mean, like I said as well, you can use it, I've used 20% fat mince. You can use a leaner meat if you want, but you might want to add an egg in there just to help bind it and hold it all together. But stick them under the grill, fry them in a pan, bake them off at about 180 for 20 minutes, half hour. Or if you do make them on a skewer, they're brilliant for going on a barbecue, which is really how they should have been cooked, but it's freezing cold, middle of November. So yeah, there we go. Who needs to go to a kebab shop, eh? Hey. So right, you know, like, comment, subscribe, add me on Instagram, ring the bell for the notifications and all that jazz. Make this, eat this, it's beautiful, it's lovely. Another way of using mince isn't a shepherd's pie. Yeah, alright then. Koftas. Bosh. Sorted. Alright. See you when I see us. Boo.